Hey everybody, welcome to the Pink Riot Comic Show. It's your girl Keisha, aka Hot Havoc, and I am here with my amazingly talented, awesome co-host Bree. How you doing, babe?
Hey boo, I'm doing good. Yeah, it's a day, but we out here and I missed y'all, so I'm like, let's get into these vibes. It's been a crazy week, low key. Like,
Week, just a week,
I mean, since I last talked to you, it's
right?
been like, oh my gosh, like we literally were just talking about like separating from, distancing yourselves from certain things and whatever. And the way that this week, it literally was like, oh no, that's fam. So I can't fully distance myself because there's a concern. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's it's been interesting to say the least.
it's it's been a world. No, I'm not gonna say a whirlwind. It's been chaotic. It's been frustrating. At
Yeah,
times, I was disgusted by what I saw online and so
100%.
confused. Um,
100%.
but we'll talk about it and we'll lean into it through comics first, and then make our way on
Yeah,
over to that craziness.
that part. But yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, but how are you? Jeez.
Um, that week was needed. That week off for Thanksgiving was needed so much. Um, because we going through some stuff here, in the house. But if I'm not thinking about that stuff that's happening right now, I am doing all right. Um, Eating healthier, moving around more. I am sewing more, which is awesome.
Ooh, what you making?
Right now, I'm learning how to sew with patterns, which is incredibly difficult for me. I feel like
Right. I feel like that's like
it's
instructions just like anything else.
it's a new language for me. It's
Okay.
like like learning that words mean things in this new, so I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
so an ease stitch, we're learning what all these different types of stitches are, what
Oh,
all
you're
these
having to like
markings mean."
retrain your brain to know what these things you kind of were already doing mean and are now. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
that's fair. That's fair.
And that's incredible. It's slow going. I'll say
Mm,
that.
yeah.
Very slow. So,
Especially having to like learn that backwards. So like it's probably showing my age, but when I was in when I was in middle school, they had like life skills classes and whatever, and that I don't know why I kept taking them, but I had to do that in middle school, and then I turned around and did a similar thing in high school. So I had to learn with all of the technical stuff first
oh,
and got into it more because like my mom is the youngest of 10, so I have like, family out the wazoo. And my grandmother, she was like that matriarch and she used to
mhm.
sew and make everything. So they used to sew and make everything. So like I actually inherited one of her like OG Singer sewing machines and trying
Dope.
to like learn stuff from them after you've learned the like technical stuff and it's not the same either way is also crazy. So like it's like okay, I know the gist of these things. It's literally, oh, I knew some of those words, you know what I mean? But they're not calling
Mhm.
it that. They're like, this is just how I know you do it. And I'm like, ah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I've been operating. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like right before Joann's closed, I went and got a bunch of patterns because patterns they cost like $15, $16,
Oh, for
depending
sure.
on. Yeah, so like Joann's, they were having a sale and you could get some for like $3, $4. So I was like, oh,
Oh, yeah, that's solid.
bet. Yeah, so I
I
got like,
also heard that they got absorbed into Michaels.
look, ever s- I'm gonna
Oh my
find
god.
something to protest and be irritated with. But like they so there's this woman online on TikTok. She was talking about how she makes like these winter houses or like winter village houses, and she was talking about how they are like these houses from Michael's are typically like $6 and change,
Mhm.
but during Black Friday they doubled the price and then gave 40% off, so that you're actually paying more for it during you know you're
It's
paying
a
more for it
closing
during
sale.
Black Friday than
Yeah.
what it actually costs, and how they like pull down all of their, price checkers and all of that stuff so that you couldn't check how much things actually cost. So like,
Mm.
yeah, Michael's is, you know, mm-mm.
Yeah. They absorb hey boo, dear be love me on Instagram says, is everyone getting absorbed into Michael's? And that's facts because Party City also got absorbed into Michael's.
Parties. I'm sorry, I think of RuPaul. That's no longer like an actual place
Yeah. Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. That's
It's
fair.
been a minute since I've walked into a Party City.
I don't know. My mini loves to holidays, so he be like,
Mm,
we need balloons and streamers and everything else to celebrate Tuesday. You know what I mean? He don't care. He
I
wants to
love that for
decorate and
him.
do all the things. So yeah. But yeah, I was shook to find out that Michael's absorbed Joann's. So like a lot of their fabric and stuff that they weren't able to get rid of during their liquidation or whatever is
Mhm.
getting like funneled into certain Michael's locations. And I like was trying to get stuff for a function, not realizing that Party City doesn't exist anymore, and was like, "Oh, let me Google this and find out where else I can get balloons." And it said Michael's, and I was like, "Huh?" And then they told me that there, and I was like, "Oh." It's also like not even remotely comparable, so you're just
It's
kind of
not.
like, I guess this will I'll have to take this if that's all y'all got. That was literally the vibes. We just
Yeah.
had the fifth weird anniversary for my book club Be Too Weird, and I was like, I need to get some balloons for the aesthetic and do the things. And I was like, ew, this is all you have? Like you don't even have like the
Yeah.
colors of the things that I want to get, let alone like characters and design. They have some stuff, but I was sorely disappointed. So I'm just like, man,
Yeah, no.
bring back Party City. Bring back RIP Party City. And Joanne's low key.
Yeah.
I went on okay, y'all weren't privy to this because we were like trying to keep some of our other stuff separate at the time, but I like got obsessed with the idea of doing this one particular project and came across the fact that Joanne's used to have this Juicy Couture velour yarn
Mm.
and like very tea shades of pink for the project I was trying to do. So when I tell you I was on the hunt for this yarn because I just felt like I needed to be that level of bougie and ridiculous, and nobody in my area had it. And because they were doing the liquidation stuff, they like wouldn't tell you if they had things if you called or whatever. So you just kind of had to come and look through whatever. And I had kind of given up and was just like, I'll settle for this other less than iconic shade of pink because I still want it to be this like texture or whatever. And then I actually came across one on my way back from Coachella. I was just like, let me stop and take a breath and whatever, do the thing so I could wake up and not be driving tired. And there was a Joann's over there, and they had the exact amount of the exact shades that I wanted, and one of the shades had glitter in it. So I was just like, look at that, look at that. But I still wanted to get the like fabric that was in one of the shades so that I could add
Mhm.
hearts to this thing, and still haven't found it. So I'm on the lookout for those things. But before we go into
Oh.
a craft rabbit hole here, what's up, y'all? Hey, Sheena.
Hey, hey. How you
What
doing,
up,
love?
Bama?
Bama says something later on in the chat that
Hey,
I'm
hey,
gonna
Rachel. What up, LT?
What's
Hey,
up? Rachel,
Jenna.
LT, Jenna.
What
Aw,
up, what up, what
y'all
up?
are all here. The gang is all here.
Okay, LT, I know. Yeah, LT complimented your hairstyle. Strong agree. I'm like, bubble
Yeah,
everything with the undercut and the beads is giving.
yes. I am sad, so the hair has to look nice. It's the only way I can function.
Period. Jana says all the companies do. Oh, why is it doing this? All the companies do that. People went into Target and peeled back the tags to previous weeks. Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
And this
Okay.
is why I have an issue with holidays in general. I'm not a holiday celebrator.
What is happening? Bama talking about your chickens look delicious?
Okay, so on TikTok, right? I
Like
have
what?
like a few videos of the chickens because
Okay.
um the
Y'all,
chickens, what were they doing?
y'all are crazy.
I was trying to like get them inside because it was snowing
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
chickens were outside
Whew,
carrying
Jesus.
on. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm like yelling at them. And the only way they followed me is because I had food in my hand for them. So that's
Mm.
when so I'm like full on cussing them out.
Like full on mama chicken mode.
Yes. And so ever since Bama has been like, your chickens are delicious. They look delicious. They are family. Those are my children who
Emma!
are gonna be out in the cold for the next few days.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's going down into like the single digits tonight. So I'm terrified.
Single! Single
Single digits.
digits! Absolutely
Single
not.
digits tonight. Yes.
Absolutely not. That's
So,
crazy.
you know, let's hope they make it. Let's hope the heating that I've done works.
Yes. It says Joanne's did too. That's why I was shocked. Oh my gosh. Okay, Michael's is eating up fabric stores. Yes,
And
Michael's
they
is eating
are
up every store that they can at this point. Uh,
only to be
yes, come
mid,
through, fam. What? Y'all be going in the chat and I'll be late.
right?
They seem to be eating up everything. I'm starting to think Pac-Man was about monopolies. Yeah. Let's see. Da, 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 da. That's right, LT. Make sure you hit that good old like button while you're at it. Okay, it says if you came back to Houston, Harwin still exists and you have balloon options. Wait, who that is? Who that is? Abominable Book Girl 7197. Who is you? I won't post it if you don't want me to, but I'm like, who is that?
Where you from?
How you know where I be at? Hey Raven.
Raven. I almost sung the Raven theme song. It's all right.
That's so
Hey, it's the
Raven.
future I can see.
That's so
So
Raven.
mysteriously. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bama said, I know we got problems. I never did Black Friday in time. And time is for Thanksgiving and Alabama whooping. Okay. All right, Bama.
I stopped caring about, and this could be a whole nother show. I stopped caring about a whole lot of holidays. That's just a
That's fair.
yeah.
Because I mean, if we're being real, the only Christopher we acknowledge is my mini and Wallace. So that's fair.
I barely acknowledge Wallace, and that's me being a New Yorker. His music gives rape vibes, and
Okay. Well,
that's what it
alrighty
is.
then. Janice says it's going negative degrees here in Chicago tonight, and that's a big nope.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
old nope,
Please stay warm.
right?
Please stay
Tina
warm.
says, "Oh my goodness, I hope your babies will be okay." Me too, cause we got love for the chickens.
And like, we just came off of a storm that dropped like a foot of snow on us earlier this week. So yes, for those who are about to get a cold snap and all of that, like, please stay warm
Yeah.
for these next few days. It's gonna be colder than usual.
Oh, it's Isata. Okay, she came over to this chat
Eh.
from IG. Y'all, Isata is my hitter for real. So fun. Yeah, I just had to tell the story real quick. So I went to, that's how she knows my tea. I went to high school in Houston, okay? And we went to high school together and we're both in
Aw.
theater together. And we like reconnected randomly on IG and had this like whole exchange. And she was like, "I remember you because you made me a burn CD and da da da." Da." And I'm just like, "That is so on brand." Like, wait, what? And I went to go look, and I was like, "Oh!" So
No,
yeah,
she's dope.
shout out to my hitter. She a real one. Yes. Okay. All of the things, all of the vibes.
Yes, yes. But yeah, um, ooh, I guess this is gonna be the very awkward transition. So there's a lot that happened
Cause you're
online.
making it. You know what? I just love your weird ass. Cause I had the perfect transition.
Oh no, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, you
Cause
good.
the way I
We're
was just about to drop into it.
we're
No,
here
go
now.
ahead. No, 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 no,
We're
no.
here
Do it, do
now.
it, do it, do it, do it.
Okay, 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 okay. Well, I love that we have people in the chat that like rock with us heavy. Like we got a message from Sheena from Melanin Manga. One time for the fam. We love y'all down.
Yeah.
And she shared the video of her like YouTube, what you've been watching, the wrapped, like basically how Spotify does their wrapped, YouTube's version of that. And it was so cute to see that like we were in the high percentage of her like watching and the categories and whatever. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I shed a little thug tear because I was like, wow, like first of all, I felt old because I didn't even know that YouTube does that. I guess I don't watch enough YouTube to pay attention to that. But
Hmm.
the fact that we're literally like in somebody's view history enough to show up in their like end of year wrap
Yeah.
up was crazy to me. And it was so cool because it just kind of like our logo pops up and all of the little things. And I was just like, like, what do you mean?
Oh, that's
So
so nice.
yes, it's
Uh,
so cute. So like I shout out to y'all for rocking with us on the regular. We've been doing this for
yes.
just a little bit officially for just a little bit over a year, and you guys always show up and show out for us, and it just means a lot just off the strength of like us having been friends with a lot of you before, and then even more for those of you who just literally listened to some of our weird ass friends that was like, yeah, you should go check this out. But the fact that y'all still stick around amid
Yeah.
our chaos and shenanigans and are genuinely rooting for us and genuinely supporting us is just crazy. So I would be remiss not to like share that I like we really genuinely love and appreciate y'all for being who you are and for contributing to this space because it wouldn't be the same without you.
Facts.
And it's like been hyper highlighted in this past couple days to like appreciate the support that we have in the community that we have, because all it takes is for one stupid comment or for one misunderstood email to be spread and shared and blown out of proportion, and then you have like this downpouring of unadulterated rage and rudeness and disrespect coming from all angles of people on Beyonce's internet who don't know you from Sam. So yeah, we had to acknowledge our like appreciation
Yeah.
for y'all before even talking about that, because when I tell you like I'm grateful for y'all all the time, but it just hit different after watching one of my faves get like accosted like like
It was
it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So yeah,
yeah.
like thank y'all
So
first, but we also have to acknowledge this because that we don't our the purpose of our platform is to encourage people from, different backgrounds to appreciate our stories and our community stories and to champion these stories who don't typically get the love and attention that they deserve. And this pours over into the book space too. And there's people in that space who we have been rocking with and will continue to rock with. So to see them get attacked, it was like, nah, we have to speak on this today.
Yeah. So to give more context, um, we've talked about AI here multiple times because it's come up in interviews, it's come up, as we talk about who we platform and all of that. Um, and as you know, because I like having rules of engagement before we talk about some serious things, be like, this is where we stand on everything. Um, we do not we do not condone AI. And what that means is if we see that anything is related to AI, if you made something with AI, I do this on my personal page. Bree does this on her personal page as well. Like, if something is made with AI, it does not get platformed at all. Um, very like we've already spoken about how AI is harmful economically, it's harmful uh, environmentally, it's harmful socially, it's harmful to marginalized communities overall, black, poor. Like it is just too harmful to use right now, specifically like generative AI, right? Um, So like that conversation has been happening, and it's a necessary conversation that's been happening not only in the book space but in the comic book space, because I think like just in the last few weeks DC said that they're not going to be allowing AI art into any DC stuff, right? Like
Yeah, and I've seen this thing where another one of the anime studios, the way they're conducting their interviews are in person because they want to see your skills. They want to see a like draft of your skills,
mhm.
proving that you can deliver without using generative AI.
Right, because like that is happening everywhere, unfortunately, right? Like I personally I'm seeing it with a lot of professors who are questioning like how they should go back into like blue books, writing out essays in class so that kids are doing it in class so we can prove that everybody is capable of doing the work. I wholly agree, especially when you see how much time and effort goes into the craft of writing, of drawing, of putting together these, sequential art and books and stuff. Like there's so much that goes into this. It is so disrespectful to the art form in my opinion. It's so disrespectful to the art form to use generative AI. I go a step further where if I see AI in the marketing, I don't platform it because I don't know where you stopped using AI,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
It's hard to trust where I think especially since I think most of you were there and seen in real time us having to contend with the other side of this argument during one of our
mhm,
interviews. And it was wild to be like, this person who we hold in some measure of high regard has
mhm,
like wildly different views and are just perfectly fine with like rationalizing it down. And it boils down to this of being like, all right, well, where's your fine line if you
yeah,
even have one? Because to me, like, it's it's cutting a corner because instead of you saying I'm going to invest in someone's skill, you're saying I'm going to cut corners and source out to something that doesn't immediately cost me directly anything because it's convenient. And
yeah.
so it's like if it's easy for you to cut corners for this one aspect of it, how do I know that your line doesn't extend past using those cut corners in other areas of your work? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take it a step further. If I see that you're using AI Cause like I understand how a lot of I see it, and especially what came up these last few days in the Black book community. Like I can see how someone could be like, "Oh, well, I'm leveling the playing field." Like, baby, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. You're not leveling shit.
Yeah.
Like all you're doing is perpetuating the harm that capitalism does. You are being, you know, you're a black capitalist. You are operating on individualism, perpetuating white supremacy. Like I don't think people recognize, like it's that deep. It is always that deep. That mindset of thinking of yourself versus how things impact the community will always get side-eyed from me.
Yeah.
And so when I see organizations when I see organizations have like a real blurry line, you
Or like
know.
a nonchalant attitude towards it.
I'm not gonna say it was nonchalant because let's name it because I don't like talking around things. It confuses me. But the Black Romance Book Festival, they put out this thing um where they said they don't condone, but they're not gonna police people who do use it, right? They
And to be fair, like, where we will listen to reason.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like their approach with this of like not policing, just to give the overall context, because we for sure gonna give the other side's context, but their reasoning
Mhm.
behind this is pretty much saying like there is like socioeconomic barriers to having access to affordable artists or creators or whatever, and in the interest of taking an opportunity to teach someone how to better find and utilize more affordable resources, they don't want to exclude anyone who has already been using AI. They'd rather take it as an opportunity to teach them to do better and let them continue to be a part of the event this time. And while I get the like overall overarching thought behind that, it does kind of ring as two-faced or double-sided, because you know what I mean? Like you have to be firm about why this is the thing, because then it's like what is really being learned, or what is really the process for moving forward if they're able to just go on as though it doesn't matter.
So like I know that they did um create a list of affordable artists and whatnot.
Hmm.
But to me all that meant was they have the ability to enforce, but for whatever reason they're not. Like that fine, that's their choice. It's not something I would have done, but once again, I'm not running that.
It's
So
also very
mm.
much like when you're doing that type of event, your stance on it should have been something that was enforced before you accumulated the list of people who are going to participate. And that would require a more stringent vetting process before you would allow people to participate. But at this point in time, it's like a retroactive situation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's
I mean,
like,
I can't fault them for that because like people, for whatever reasons people don't know, I won't sit here and be like, because I know things, that means everybody else knows when I
right,
know. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
I
that's not
can't,
fair.
yeah. So like I won't say that. But I feel like this whole situation could have been done so much better.
Yeah.
Um
But the gist of it, guys, is that they're Elizabeth Stevens, one of my authors that I ride for because I absolutely,
She's dope.
yeah, loved her Taken to Varaxia series, and she came and talked with my book clubs. We got to like meet and kiki with her for a bit, and she is like one of the sweetest people that you'll ever meet, and she rides for Black community in bookish spaces as a whole, and she even spoke a little bit about what it's like typically being the only Black woman in a lot of those spaces, and like using any leverage that she has to like bring more of us into spaces and that sort of thing. So she it seems as though she asked about the policy and got some version of an answer or another. I'm keeping all of this like mostly vague because I can't quote emails I didn't have access to. Um,
Hmm.
but the gist of it was like she asked about it and was pretty much told like, oh well, if that's how you feel, then you don't need to participate type of thing. Don't quote me on that because I don't know exactly what was said. All I know is I seen the threads posts from her saying like something to the tune of, I didn't know that asking about their AI policy was going to get me removed from the event, but here we are. And the back and forth that commenced from that point with them was brief, but then the vitriol that people were spouting like towards her slash against her after that interaction, I think was not unnecessary and disrespectful.
I was disgusted.
Yeah.
I was so disgusted by what I saw. I remember, 'cause once again, I'm in the middle of sad times, and I logged on the threads. I went one, two, three, four, and when I say it was just vitriol, calling this woman everything but a child of God, you know, trying to dismiss her blackness because she's biracial, spelling biracial in such a disrespectful way. And this is from everybody. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't certain things that don't come up or trends that don't come up. What my frustration is just how comfortable everybody was dogpiling,
Yeah.
how comfortable everybody was, typing away the nastiest shit that they could think of.
Yeah.
Everybody had all of a sudden came out, was just being unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, none of this helps shit.
Yeah. If
Absolutely none
you
of it.
thought that this was going to help your point, it's not. It's
Yeah,
really not. Because now I'm questioning your morals as a whole, not just in terms of AI.
right. Like, no kind of good faith conversations were happening. It was just cruel, like downright cruel. And I'm like, this is more than, and I even said on Thursday, this is more than y'all needing to touch grass and be in touch with nature and shit. This is like, we have lost what community means.
Mm,
Like, people are not, like, really don't know what it means to be in community with folks. Like, I'm really baffled. Like, the more I think about it, I'm just, you mother,
yeah.
I'm
It kind
sorry,
of
I'm
hurt.
sorry.
It kind of hurt to see because I feel like for the we it's funny because we were just talking about that the discourse from last week about like how there's Black Twitter, not Twitter, Jesus, what am I talking about? There's Black Book Talk, and then there's TikTok with Black people in it. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference. And I don't think I even have to explain much about that. Like you have the people who support the people in their community and they're promoting books that represent or are written by people in their community. And then you have people who are just like, I don't pay attention to any of the things. I just read whatever the popular book talk people are talking about. And very rarely is that our stories, but that's not their concern. So they're not paying attention to it. So you have these two different things. And I have loved finding that space on, Bookstagram and Book Talk of people who are in community and want the same things. So it's very disheartening to like come across people who I felt like were participating in community in that space, dragging somebody down for absolutely no reason. Because like, what are you? What was your goal in tearing someone down for this? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I feel like there were things about those interactions, especially the fact that the interaction happened publicly.
Yeah,
Like, we can say that that shouldn't have happened, right? Elizabeth and Black romance books, like that conversation between the two of them should have happened behind closed doors or whatever. Um, I will say that, like, having it happen publicly allowed for shit to be taken the way it did. Still, that does not absolve anybody from just the vitriol that was spewed
yeah.
over
And
these
what
last
I
few
can say
days.
is that I have seen Elizabeth's post
She
apolog
apologized.
yeah,
Yeah.
apologizing about how things escalated and about the misunderstanding piece of it. But I also love that she like stood on business and was like, I've been a mixed girly and the only one in a lot of very fully white spaces. So anything that you thought you were going to say to me that was going to be bad, I've probably heard it however many times before. So I was like, okay, that made me feel a little bit better because I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. I
Mm.
think a lot of these environments where it's kind of just like, now, you wouldn't say half of that stuff to somebody directly in their face. So that's where I was coming from with the like, oh, people really need to touch grass type of thing. Because it's like people
Yeah.
forget, like, there are human beings on the other ends of these conversations that you're having and all that type of stuff. So, like, you can feel strongly about something and still be respectful. But I don't know. It's just wild.
Yeah. It should have it should have been handled better. People, once again, need to understand what it means to be in community with folks. Understanding that being in community doesn't mean everybody thinks the same, looks the same,
Yeah,
operates the same, navigates the world the same. We celebrate the differences while working towards a common goal. And
yeah.
so just
It also kind of struck a nerve for me too, because being on the receiving end of the like, you can't know, like, I'm questioning your blackness. You can't speak about your black experience because you aren't black enough, because you look a certain hue, or you didn't have this same struggle as me, so your
mhm.
experience is less than, is crazy. Especially in a time when it's like people are unaliving themselves for people attacking them, their personhood and their character for no reason. So, like, at the very least, you should be like, hey, do I want to be like one of those people who caused that? Or do I want to be on the other side where, like you said, there's a building of community and an opportunity for betterment in some type of way. So that just, yeah, I think
Mhm.
it struck a personal nerve for me, because it's like
Yeah.
I went to an HBCU and had to deal with that from other people, like, oh, you don't know because you never, I don't know, had a perm, or you never did this, or you never did that, so you never had to deal with it. And it's like, I may not have had to deal with that direct thing, but you don't know my whole life and my experience, and that doesn't take away from my black ass experience. You
It
know what I'm
doesn't.
saying?
Right?
So
No, facts. Because I got told from family that
yeah,
I wasn't black, like black enough. You know,
yeah,
I got told I was too black in some spaces
yep,
and not black enough in others.
yep,
I don't I don't know anyone who hasn't had their blackness questioned, whether they're too much or not enough of something. I personally don't like that, especially being in these blurred spaces, because it's like being a blurred only became popular like a good 10, 15 years ago, which means us, we did
and
not grow up
that's
with that
being generous,
protection,
Loki.
right?
That's
We
being
didn't grow
real
up with that
generous.
kind of protection of it being, you
Yeah,
know, protected under blackness. That just happened recently. So, like, I'm never going to question somebody's blackness in that way. I'm not going to question somebody's blackness based off of indelible features. Like, that's so weird to me.
yeah,
Like, it doesn't make sense how it's just another reason to be cruel.
yeah,
I, especially as someone who loves villains, to be unnecessarily cruel, I'll never understand. Um,
yeah. We like make our jokes amongst ourselves, but there's like it's I don't know. It's like if you have ever experienced someone like treating you like the scum on the bottom of their shoe because of your hue, why would you attack someone for that same reason? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a disconnect. That's why I said the thing about touching grass, because it's like
mhm.
we usually have a lot more empathy and understanding for each other. So for when stuff like this goes off the rails, it always just feels like a punch to the gut. It really does. My bad, y'all. I've been running my mouth and missing these comments. Jenna says, love this take. Tired of the well, it's happening, so you better get on board rhetoric, referring to
No,
AI.
yeah.
Room full of blurred says, agreed and hi. Hey, boo.
Hey, hey.
Yes, they also
Mm,
said writing slash drawing by hand stimulates your mind on immeasurable levels. And that's facts, like
right. What
natural creation. You know what I mean?
we are currently living, we are seeing in live time our government dismantling everything, like the minimal protections we have.
Yeah,
Right? We are going full steam into authoritarianism. And I find like this is the time that people need to be more creative.
yeah,
Like especially like the Pantone pant one, like the color of the year, which is like basically white. Like we need to be more creative. We need to be stimulating
yeah,
our minds more. We need to be thinking critically. We need to be reading more. We need to be in community more. You need to do more slow activities and hobbies that allow you to go through the struggles of learning something new and and seeing progress slowly, right? Because in the systems that we are operating under, everything has been going fast. Even though we are living in oppressive systems, we still benefit from it greatly. I constantly say that we don't know how much things actually are worth, how much time it takes to make things. We don't know that because we don't pay for it in equitable ways.
yeah,
And so, like, we should be doing things to like reframe our mind and understand, dang, this $11 hoodie actually takes quite a bit of time if I were to do it on my own and source all these materials on my own. It would take so much time to do all these things. Like just get in touch with our like food systems and seeing the circle of life and recognizing that me buying this in this store, like this is how many people touched this animal before it ended up in this refrigerator. You get what I'm saying? Like, not enough people are doing that. So we need to go back to those. I'm a big believer and we need to go back into those, retrain our minds to understand just how important it is to be human and do things in a very slow way to help dismantle everything. Sorry.
No, I'm listen, let her cook. Let her cook. This is what
Like,
happens. I'm like, I'm lost in the comments trying to catch up, guys. So if I missed your comment, please don't take it away.
so like we need to be more creative. We
Mm.
need to be putting color everywhere. We need to be making bad art, weird art. We need to be making human art right now in this time. If we can ever get to a point where ethical AI exists, that would be wonderful because in a lot of ways it can and will help. But right now, no,
Yeah.
no.
LT said, that's why Adrienne Marie Brown's book, We Will Not Cancel Us, was so important to me. She tried to walk through the nuances of how we handle conflicts, mistakes, and misunderstandings versus deep harm. Strong agree.
Hmm.
Room Full of Blur says, shit, it barely feels like 5 years. That's what I was thinking when you said the
I was
time.
trying to get
I was like, man, that's real gracious. That is real gracious.
it is.
5 years is definitely more accurate. Oh no, Sheena said, something like that happened to me this week. One of my closest friends posted that Western comics suck right now. And I said, read manga, friend. This troll came and called me all kinds of names. First of all, what you not about to do
Basically.
is be calling my
Send that
Sheena
name,
names.
right? Send that username over.
Right? And let us cook. Right. That's crazy. Not one of the, and then like, ugh, I don't want to say that because that's not okay. Let me not even put that up. My bad, y'all.
Wait, wait,
Yeah,
wait, hold on.
it's damaging. Okay, very good. That's what I was gonna ask. Okay, Sheena said, my closest friend came to my defense, and so did others in the community. You should have seen everything they called me. I was like, damn, I just talked shit and laughed it off, but there are others. Yeah, see, you shouldn't have to go through that.
People are so unnecessarily cruel. And I always think about, even though, look, Tyler the Creator has his issues, but he has this one song, Massa. He did a performance on the MTV Awards. And like one of the last lyrics of the song is like, I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically why, like, why am I listening to you when you arguing about me over your lunch break? Like,
And
what are
that's
we doing
T.
here? Let's reframe this.
Period. Period. Okay, Roomful of Blur, it
Uh,
says growing the cotton, weaving the thread and material, mixing the paint, ink, dye, etc. That goes on the shirt. Takes forever. Now to press it, sew it, package it, ship it. Yeah.
it takes
Mm.
so much. Like, I have to break apart. It takes me, I'm doing a very simple pattern right now, and it's taking me a solid week. A solid week just to like make a dress that's not even hitting the floor. It's like hitting a little bit under my knees. A week.
Yeah.
Like, this is,
Yeah. It definitely makes you value and appreciate the work, time, and energy that it takes for things. It also makes you think about like sustainability in a different way too, because it's like
yes.
if it's gonna take me a week to make this one thing, I want to make it out of the best things so that it lasts for forever and I can value and cherish this piece of thing instead
Yep.
of it being like out of fashion or worn down and unusable after the first year or two. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
M. Shai
Mm.
says Tyler's character arc is the stuff of legend and
It
is
is.
and is
Like the way
100%.
he feels right now, everything he's going through. I look, he brought it on himself because he ain't fix his fan base when he needed to. Um,
It's also crazy like to think about his trajectory given his age and stuff like that. Like I would imagine that I don't know that I would have had the foresight and the wherewithal to be
yeah,
like oh, I'm going to lose however many fans, followers, whatever, because I need to get to where I can do all of the things because I don't want to look back. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
like to like come up in the game and get some sense about you, or more sense about you, I should say. I don't want to disrespect the guy because, you know, we all have had our times where we weren't really thinking about anything but ourselves and whatever. I can't say we all. I just know I personally had, and it was really
Yeah.
bad, guys. It was really bad. So like I can't imagine like being him, being in that space and having that sort of access and money and everything else, and being like, you know, I think I'm going to throw a nice chunk of this away by holding people who support me and represent me accountable. I don't know that at that age I would have had the nuts to do that. You know what I'm
No, you're right.
saying?
He grew up in front of us. Like he was very
100%.
young
Yeah.
when he like got big. So like definitely understand that. It's why
When Philip Blurred says it feels like he's just becoming an adult. I wouldn't say
yeah,
becoming an adult. I would say that his perspective has broadened
he's
substantially.
unlearning his anti-black behavior. Um, I think it's beautiful that he
Yeah,
is unlearning it and he deserves that much like everybody else. We all came up, please understand, and just because you black don't mean that you don't have some anti-black things. We all grew up in
yeah.
a white supremacist environment. We all
And
came
most
up
of us
with some
got to
stuff.
figure ourselves out in the privacy of, you know what I mean, not
Right.
being in a global lens to that degree. So yeah.
Yeah. So like he deserves to like I'm happy that he came to that conclusion, because there are a lot of folks who don't, who never, never recognize what happened. So, like, it's
Right? We're all
cheers
still
to him.
learning. Yeah, cheers
Yeah,
to him. Yes, M. Shai says, cheers to using our flawed, beautifully human brains. That's right.
which is another
And
reason why I can't stand when people try to, like, oh, you not black because of this, you not black because you that. Like, we all unlearning stuff. Like, please. We
yeah,
all unlearning things.
unlearning things and placing more or less value on a lot of things too. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Right?
You got his nigga wake up call. And he did. Yeah. Very happy for that.
Yeah.
Very.
And we're all reaping the benefits from that because, yeah, I got to see him at Outside Lands, and he did his big thing. He did his
He's a
big.
great performer.
Oh, 100%. What's crazy is I've seen him live at like a lot of different festivals because you know that's my bag. But it just hits different when you like actually rock with more of the content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always been an excellent performer. It's just a better experience.
Yeah. So. Uh, oh man, we talked about that.
Yeah, that was supposed to just be a little, and it ended up being a big. But I mean, it's a lot,
But
and
it's
it
supposed, yeah.
yeah, and it hit
And
both of us pretty heavily this week. So
I mean, once I think the conversations around AI are necessary right
hmm
now, they're
yeah,
so necessary. We really need to get a handle as a community on what we're willing to accept, how we're going to hold folks accountable, what action steps. There's a author. Their name is like Pedro something online, and
hmm
when I say just genius, 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 genius all around. But they actually created like I thought was really good action steps that not just the Black Romance Book Festival, but any festival that is like trying to navigate how they feel and how they want to operate around AI. I think that they came up with like great things, great ways to hold people accountable, but also provide resources and, enforce this no AI policy.
Yeah.
Um, if it's not if when I see it, I'm going to share it because I
Yeah.
feel like everybody needs to see it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I feel like we also need
yeah,
to like reiterate that like nobody has been able, unless you're like Amish or some shit, has been able to fully like exclude yourself from the effects of any of this, like
yeah,
entirely, or can say like, oh, I've never, you know what I mean? Because of the way that a lot of these things and tools were introduced, you know what I mean? It
just
feels
sinister.
yeah, yeah. It feels very commonplace, and I think that was done intentionally, where it's like, oh, it feels regular before people realize we need to regulate it. You know what I mean?
Mm, mm. Go
So
ahead,
like
preach. Mm.
but actually
We
though,
need
so
to
it's like
yeah.
it feels it felt regular before it was genuinely regulated, and now it's like, oh, let's see how much of a mile we can steal before there's like any type of laws or rules put into place to like protect anyone. It was like, oh well, now this train is rolling, so it is what it is. And it's like,
I
okay,
hate that. I hate
yeah,
when
yeah.
people
It's like
say
we
it
don't
is
have to
what it
be
is.
complicit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
You just giving them permission to take away another one of your privacies, take away just
yeah.
more of your freedoms. If you just say, "Well, this is just what it is and we just have to deal with it." You keep
And
pushing that you keep
yeah,
eroding that boundary, you will have nothing to protect you.
yeah. And
Mm,
we're I also want to like make sure it's clear that because of that fact that it's been like this inescapable thing or unnoticed thing, it just kind of crept up and now it's everywhere. This isn't us saying like, oh, shame on you if you've ever used AI. It's
no,
really just
no,
that's not what community is. We're not going to shame somebody
yeah,
for not knowing something or learning about something after somebody else. The goal is to just present the facts of the situation and give people opportunities to make a more informed choice and hope that they'll choose better for everyone, not just for themselves. That's
that
all that is. You know what
there
I
are
mean?
things that I've seen that I'm like, "Oh, okay, I know this person used AI." All right. I at the time, I didn't know if I was in community with that person to, like, be able to say something,
Yeah.
but now that I know I am, and I'm like, "All right, I can actually give time and resources to make sure that that doesn't happen again," I can then, like, address it. I'm not gonna be the one to say, "Oh, we need to, like" I don't know, we don't need to be cursing people out. I
Yeah.
understand the anger. I'm not gonna ever say I'm very mindful about telling people what to do with their anger, especially in the systems that we're in, especially when people are actively being harmed right now. I can't tell people what to do with their anger. That just feels like tone policing for me. But like I'm in a space where I'm not where I can have the conversation without being, you know,
Yeah, you can still have compassion and empathy for fellow humans as you figure it out. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like nobody's going to be perfect at every turn. The expectation and the cancel culture that's associated with a lot of that stuff, it's like it gives me whiplash to see how easily it's thrown back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, these conversations, they just happen like this because we we talk about anything and everything together. But yeah, the goal is not to be like shaming or harmful or anything like that. It's just like we feel like we have a platform to talk about it, so we'd be remiss if we didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there was enough negative things being said about an author who we both, admire and respect, where it was like, it's not going to cost us anything to like speak to the other side of it. You know what I mean? And we
Yeah.
can do that without disrespecting anyone or shaming anyone or downing anyone. You know what I mean? Shai says, meanwhile, Denmark quickly made it illegal to use someone's digital likeness in an AI rendering without their consent. That's what it looks like when government listens to citizens and not tech oligarchs. Facts.
Facts. Because it's wild how uncomfortable, like between Sora and the new Google AI, which you can't even see the watermark on it, and you can't tell if it's Google. You can't tell if it's AI unless you put it through Google's AI checker. Like it's scary out here.
Yeah.
It really is scary. There have been so many times where someone has sent me something and I'm like, I'll laugh, and then I'm like, wait, something about this is off. And
The
then you
worst of it is the like blurred portion of it where you have people who don't know to check or consider, even if it's AI, and they're just
Mhm.
rocking with some utter foolishness. And it's just like, you know, I don't even know what to think or to say about that. LT
Yeah,
says, I appreciate the opportunity to think through this topic. I think that's valuable.
yeah, especially in the comics, like, you know, bring it to comics, especially in comics, like, I I think it's just, I don't know. Thankfully, I've never come across a comic that was made by AI. Like,
That we
s-
know of.
that we know. Wait,
That we
no.
know
Hold
of.
on.
Somebody said something earlier about, dang it, where is it? You were soapboxing, and I was like, let her cook.
Get my hat on.
Yeah, listen. Well, where are the organs at? Mm, dang, y'all really been going in these comments.
But not
Oh yeah, that's what it
Charlie.
was. BMD Nerd said, I've tried to avoid AI art in the comic space, but I think I've been tricked a few times.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, literally. That was just definitely the energy. I don't know, like some of the stuff that we came across at when we were at San Diego Comic-Con had me side-eyeing some stuff. The
really?
side eyes abounded at San Diego because I'm like, I guess that would be crazy for them to be like reviewing people's stuff before they could be on the floor because that seems drastic. But I don't know because some of it I was
We
like,
might have
man.
to, because I find it feels disrespectful because of just how the hours and the time that people put in to the art, you know. Hey, hey. Like just the like I said, the time, the resources that is put into the art, the story, all of that. Like
Yeah.
it just, I don't
Deanna
know.
said, "Oh my God, the number of things I've had to explain to my boomer dad. Facts." No, wait, this is hilarious. No, the rabbits did not go on a trampoline. Do you see how they merge into each other? Please have an ounce of skepticism. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
it
yeah.
it is, or the songs that just sound too specific, like too specific for what's happening. Like once again, knock on, I'm not gonna be like shame, but it's like we we have to think critically. We have to. Once again, please pick up a slow hobby. Pick up something that requires you to use your brain and your hands. I beg. Like right now, outside of sewing, I've been journaling more. Shout out to Raven, Dr. Stringfield. Um, Shout out to her because she is the one that made me go, oh, I need to journal more and actually get my feelings out on things. It's been phenomenal. Um, But like I have 3 journals right now that I operate out of. And I've been writing by hand and I haven't done that in years.
Mm,
And I have this journal that I made, like the notebook. I made it
cute,
really. And all
cute.
of my articles for my website have been here. You know, every article, every interview, everything is in this notebook. Shout out to Courtney. This is the reading journal from the Massachusetts trip. You know,
Yay!
I've been actually writing down every book and comic I've read and like a summary. So the whole month of November, it's the first time in years where I'm like, oh, I remember every book I've read.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Right? I've been writing, annotating my books. I have a rule where I only listen to audiobooks now when I'm doing chores.
Mm,
And yeah, it's been phenomenal rewiring my brain. So please, I implore everybody, do the same, you know? Like
yeah. I've been seeing a lot of these like not a lot. There's one in particular and I can't think of the creator's name right now, but I'll share about it on my page sometime in the coming days. But it's like a whole reading challenge that was like an
oh, the brain
idea.
rot one.
Yeah, yeah, the brain rot one. Pretty much like trying to encourage people to approach their like reading comprehension and interpretation in like a totally different way and to be more intentional about what you're reading and thinking for yourself and like what you're already doing is one of the steps of it is to like, you know, write a brief review or summary about what you've read and to be journaling regularly as you're reading so you're continuing to think critically. And I'm like, I don't know that I will do it down to every rule, but it definitely like influenced me to want to be more considerate about the way that I approach things because you're absolutely right. Unless that book really just grabbed me by the throat and held on for the rest of the time, there's so
Yeah.
many books that I have read over the last year where as soon as I close that last page, it's like it's above me now, but it was a time. You know what I mean?
I
So
was
yeah.
like that with what is it called? The Blood Jade, Ebony Gate, Blood Jade, and Pearl City.
Oh, you did
I
yourself a
j-
disservice, ma'am.
I loved no. I had a time with those.
Mhm.
Did audiobooks for all 3, had a great time.
Mhm.
Just been no, I'm gonna talk about that later. But yeah, I had a time with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my favorite series to finish this year.
Yeah.
And I don't the world building in that series and then the fact that it hits different because quite a bit of some of it takes place in San Francisco in the Bay Area,
Mhm.
so it's like I don't know, maybe because I had more of like a connection to a lot of the stuff happening, it just I that was not one that's not one that's going to leave my brain or my heart for a while. Also like
Yo.
got to their in-store event that they had promoting the like pub day for book 3 was my first in-person moderator interview situation.
Aw.
So that series specifically like hold close to my chest. But I feel you because I can't say that about that series, but there have been other ones where I'm just like, whew, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Did
Oh
we
no, that's not what I meant. My bad. No.
oh, okay.
When I say it's above me, I'm saying like I was there for the vibes. The vibes are great. I had a great time with
Oh
it.
yeah.
Can I give you like specifics about everything? Not quite, but I had like a
Oh,
wonderful
we're
time.
saying the same
Oh, okay,
thing.
okay,
We're
okay, okay.
absolutely
Got you,
saying the
got you.
same thing because there's been quite a
But
few things where I'm like, if somebody was like, "I'll give you $500 right now if you can write an accurate summary of what happened in this book," I would
you
be
know
like,
what?
"I can give you the high points and I can tell you that I liked it and give you the vibes, But if you ask me to be able to recall details and inaccuracy, I don't know that I'm getting that $500. So it literally was like, all right, I'm not one who typically annotates because I'd be like, I'm in the story. I don't want to have to stop and do the thing. And I haven't
Yeah.
found a seamless process to be able to do that that doesn't actively take me out of the story. But a lot of these conversations have encouraged me to be like, it'll be hard and feel weird until it doesn't. You have to like
Yeah. It
normalize it for yourself in
yeah,
your
it's
experience.
definitely something you gotta practice. It's
Yeah.
definitely something annotating and working through books like that, it is definitely a skill that is learned. It's not something that is just comes easy. Like, I I still struggle with it, and it's something like that's why I'm like, there are certain books I just won't annotate, or like you can see that I started annotating, and then about 40% of the way, the annotations stop because I'm in the
Yes.
thick of this
Oh
shit.
my gosh. Literally, mine literally will be like the first 30 to 40%. I'm
Mhm.
talking like I got my translucent, sticky notes. I'm writing in different colors. I got color coordinated tabs. I done made my legend. Da, 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 da. Soon as I get like deep in the story though, I'm not thinking about doing all of that. So it's like, all right, how can I make it feel more comfortable and more second nature to do it? Roomful of Blur
Mhm.
says, okay, see, I thought I was alone with losing the details of books, even comics. Looks down in shame. Don't look
No,
down in
I
shame,
forget.
baby boo. It's not
So,
just you.
once again, that's why I started writing everything down because I was finding that I was not remembering things. Like,
Mm,
it's I learned that last month I read 18 books and like completed 18 books. And that's
mhm,
not including any of the nonfiction that I started because I got about 6 or 7 nonfiction books that I'm slowly working through.
mhm.
I inhale things. And this was me slowing down and annotating and stuff. So like it's yeah, that look.
Girl, listen. For those of you watching or listening, please don't feel a way that she really just casually said, oh, me reading 18 books last month was slowing down. Don't feel a way
No, 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 no,
because
don't.
that is not the rate that everybody is reading at, myself
No.
included, guys.
And the rate I read, please don't look at that as a goal to
Right.
achieve.
Yeah.
I am a chronically sad girl. Um reading is I prefer reading over a lot of other activities. So like it's just a comfort of mine. Um
And she's saying all this to say she's trying to be more intentional and slow down
yeah.
and annotate because reading at that rate, historically, she has not been retaining those things in the way that she would like. So
No,
please read at
I
your
I
own
have
pace.
I have a crappy memory. Please, yeah, don't compare. This is someone I English major, had to learn how to read multiple books very quickly. This is a skill. Once again, it's not something that is just natural. You learn how to do all these things.
Mhm.
What does that look?
I'm just thinking, like, I'm so glad that I don't have to unlearn something like that. I feel like I'm actually on the exact opposite end of that spectrum for you. Over the course of the last like 4.5, 5 years, I have been trying to train my brain to read faster because especially being in this bookish space. So like when I started, it like a normal paced audiobook did seem somewhat normal to me. Now I'm at a
Mhm.
place where I'm like, all right, my starting point is like 1.8 and I will speed it up or slow it down according to whether this person has an accent or whatever until I get used to it and then I crank it back up again. And doing that, like gradually increasing my listening speed because I love tandem reading or immersive reading,
Mm.
gradually increasing my listening speed while also reading the physical book has helped me do that. So where now I can read at a faster pace. But I'm happy that I am a slow reader girly to some degree because I don't know, I like getting stuck on like a particularly beautiful sentence or like, relishing in some perspective that was given within the world building or whatever. And I don't know if I would do that if I had trained my brain to read in another way. Does that make sense? It's
It does.
also interesting to hear like the people who don't like, I forget the official name of this, and we've had this conversation before, like people who don't see a movie in their head as they're reading. They
Yeah.
have to like
Hmm.
read everything for what it is. I'm like, oh, if I didn't if I didn't just hallucinate visions of what I was
Not
reading
hallucinate.
looking like, I don't know that reading would be as enjoyable for me.
That's fair. No,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I see a full movie with soundtrack, all of that. Like,
Yes, like
you know,
actually. That's
we're
and you
seeing
know what?
details on everything.
That makes a lot of sense that you say that because, oh man. All right, so the Be Too Weird recently did a reread of the Broken Earth trilogy, and anyone who has been watching more than one episode of Pink Riot knows that I'm an NK stan and that that is my absolute favorite series of all time. So rereading it was like just a particular treat for me. But oh my God. Did you hear that?
No.
Girl, we've been having earthquakes. That just scared me a little bit. Okay, what the
And
heck
you
was I
over
even?
here looking at me like, oh my God, like 8 degrees at night, single digits at night. The earth is literally moving under your feet.
Bruh, but it'll be like very small. Like y'all would have seen it if it was
How
like
is that? Oh my God.
some of the times it'll be like I don't know if that was an earthquake or if that was just somebody closed the garage door a little too hard. That's literally like how normal that is. But dang it, why was I telling
Oh,
y'all about? It is. Please, anybody from Cali in the chat can attest to this. Oh my gosh,
oh my
y'all are
goodness.
funny.
That sounds terrifying. I mean, I get like you're from the West Coast, so like that's like you said, it's probably a normal thing. But
Yes,
I'd
it
be
is.
scared.
Nah, it's very normal. It's the way that people in the book club have made jokes about like, Bree, please affix your shelves to the wall because I don't want you to die from all of your books falling on you. I'm like, don't
Yes.
worry, they are affixed to the wall. It's okay. Dang it, that just completely took me out of my conversation. What was I telling y'all that for?
I'm gonna
That's
be honest,
terrible.
I forgot.
Oh, ain't that some shit? Dang it. Ah. It felt like it was getting somewhere good too, and that just
It
completely took
really
me out
was.
of it.
I'm still stuck on the ground moving under you. Like, yes, I understand what earthquakes are in
Yeah, yeah.
theory. I've never. Mm,
Most of, you're talking about the ground move. If it was that dramatic, then yeah, I could see. But it's not like that. More often than not, it'll be like this is gonna sound some type of way too. But this house is like I don't know. It's not older. It's like little boxes on the hillside vibes. And so like before we got our dryer fixed, if the dryer was doing, I would feel the similar type of shake. So it's very normal to me. It's been fixed now, but I was laughing about that. Like, was that the dryer or was that an earthquake? Or did somebody slam the door or was that an earthquake? It's literally not like, oh, there's an earthquake. I've never experienced one to that measure. I don't think there's been one that heavy since I've been an adult.
re- we had one in Delaware.
Mhm.
Apparently, there is a fault line that goes from like Georgia up, and we had when was it? Uh, Zion was probably two or
Mhm.
three. Yeah, two. And like the whole thing, it was the first time I saw buildings shake from side to side.
Mm.
Everybody was out in the parking lot, and we're just watching the whole entire apartment complex just I never want to experience that in my life. And the
And
fact
that's
that
another thing too. You will have experienced an earthquake differently where you're at because things there weren't made to
yeah,
absorb that. You know what I'm saying? So it feels
mhm,
more dramatic for you. I know, I know. Just like you're not
I'm
ever
gonna
going to
take the
convince
cold.
me that negative degrees weather is reasonable. I will never be able to convince you that an earthquake is not that bad.
Yeah.
Roomful of Blur says, nah, the earth shaking me off its back is a clear signal for me to leave.
And is.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'm
is.
safe, guys. Everything is okay. Rachel says, we are all too worried about you and the earth and your books. I'm okay, guys, I promise. No, not LT said, but what a way to go, though. Death by books. Listen, death by books, death by snoo snoo, same difference. You know what I'm saying? I love that I did not have to explain that to you, and if you know, you know. Oh
Period.
man, where my Futurama fans at? Yes, Bama. Period.
Oh man. Okay. Oh my.
I know, it's ridiculous. Absolutely freaking ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah. Dang it, I
Got
hate
right.
that.
I
I
can't
hate that I
remember.
smooth got off track and can't remember where I was going until that happened. Yes. Room full of blurs says talk about getting your spine bent. Okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
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 Oh my goodness.
The man, you know what? Let me not even go down that track because we haven't gotten we haven't gone down that route on this show yet.
We have not. Not yet. Mm.
We have not. All I will say is there will be signs. There will be oh my days.
The spirit is will, but the
The
body
spirit
is
is willing, but
mm,
the body is spongy and bruised. Yeah, yeah.
I can't.
Oh yes, blurred girls be on it and do. No apologies necessary.
Absolutely none.
We are what we are around these parts. It bees like that, you know. But yeah. Dang it, Keisha.
My memory is trash. We've already established that. So to ask me what
Oh,
we
okay. I was saying that we were rereading the Broken Earth trilogy, and it's my favorite series. But
mm,
still, rereading it was like, yo, I completely forgot about this one little detail or this other thing. And the connections and stuff that I was making from actually annotating to some measure as I was reading and then being able to like double back and talk about it with the book club, I was like, yo. So it literally has me being like, man, I am not usually one to reread, but I think
no,
that
you must.
I know, but see, like we approach these
No.
things very differently. So now I'm kind of at a place where it's like I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice if I don't reread my favorites. Maybe not all the
Yes.
time, but at some point. And the way that I love that series down and have an even more love, exponential growth of love for this series after the reread has me like side eyeing my shelves, like, which things am I going to reread next? Because my thought has always been like, I have so many books, first of all, that I need to read within my own library, but also
Hmm.
like a I'm rereading this thing that I read already, and I could be reading another thing that might end up being my favorite book ever in the world. Do y'all ever think about that?
And once again, this is an issue. But let me get on my soapbox
Yeah,
again.
do
This
it,
is an
do it.
issue. This is another issue with consumerism, not the like when people say, "Oh, you." I guess it's just like people believing that they have to have the new thing. They have to have that next thing, like that
FOMO.
fear of missing. Yeah, that fear of missing out. Like
Yeah. FOMO like a
we
mofo.
we really need to rewire ourselves because there is a beauty in rereading things. So
Yeah.
I reread the Xenogenesis series by Octavia Butler every few years. And this is the first year that I annotated in my books
Mhm.
and I love it. But I there's a book that I love. It's British lit Jane Eyre, right? I love Jane Eyre
Really?
by Charlotte. Yes.
Okay.
Obsessed with that book since I was like in the 10th grade. Um
Really?
mhm. I
Okay.
absolutely love Jane Eyre. There's something about like the power dynamics.
Mm.
I loved that this woman who, went through all these things as a child and she was still able to claim power over a system that, she was like the bottom of the system. There's something I love that book. Um there was a time where I was reading it every year. Once a year I set aside time to read it. And I started annotating in it in this one copy because I have like six editions of Jane Eyre right now. But I have one with a purple spine that I've had that book since I'm gonna say 2012, and I have annotations from different years, and I can see the growth in how I interpreted things, as I experienced things, as I became a different person, the way I read that book and interpreted that book, it was visible. So it was really nice to see how the mind of Keisha developed and changed over time, especially like after I went back to school in 2016 to finish my bachelor's, then seeing the annotations change to be more academic and more analysis,
Mm.
it was really, really cool to see the evolution of me. I think that people need to do, like, even if you don't reread everything, no, pick something that you genuinely love,
Yeah.
write in it, and then like see how you change and how your mind changes every year. See if you even love the book. Does it hold up to, your new politics over, the next few years? I think everybody should be doing that for at least one book. One book. Every year, pick one book that you reread and annotate every year. Give yourself a few years and just see who you become.
I like this. Come on, Blurred Library.
I try.
Rachel says, yes, rereading the same book over many years is really interesting, especially from this like approach that you're, mentioning now, Keisha. That makes a lot of sense. And then to do that, like I feel like there will never be a time where I would be like, oh, I don't want to reread the Broken Earth trilogy. It's literally my fave.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really was thinking about doing that for the Between Earth and Sky series too. Um,
That's a
the
dope series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Black Sun, Fevered Star, Mirrored Heaven
Mhm.
by Rebecca
Rebecca Rowe.
Warren-Horst.
Yeah.
One of my top favorites. It also has me thinking I need to do that about like really I could pick any P. Djeli Clark book to do that with because I he's an auto-buy author for me too. So maybe that'll be
Yeah.
my thing. My like I'll pick a different auto-buy author to do a reread every year, like around the holidays or something like that. Or maybe it'd be even more interesting to do it like different times of the year to see like because you're like whatever's
Yeah.
going on around your life will like tinge how you view the story at that time. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, period. Look at all
Yeah.
of us making homework for ourselves. Um,
Sorry, I can't be on my soapbox the entire show. I'm
that's
gonna
all right. It's all right. It's all right. Charlie says, I reread to see how books aged and what's still relevant. Okay, I see
Yes.
that.
Yes. That's how it should be, see if it still hits.
Yeah. Rachel says, there are books that I understand now in completely different ways than I did as a young person. And that's real.
Mm,
Ooh,
yeah.
okay, you cooked with that because I'm like, what did I read and enjoy when I was younger that maybe wouldn't stand up now, or I might be side eyeing now? And because I didn't annotate then, I won't remember fully what I was thinking. All I can do is be like, I remember liking this more or whatever.
There are books I didn't like as a kid and then reread it and was like, "Oh, so this is different now. I get it. This makes sense."
Yeah.
Like it
Rachel says, and of course, there are so many books that I read differently as my politics have changed. Mm, that'll
because
do it.
you're reading things through different lenses. Like I think that's another great thing that people can do, be like, all right, especially when you're trying to incorporate new politics into your everyday. You're like, all right, say you're like, I want to analyze how women are seen, in literature, or black women are seen in literature. So you'll read a book, and instead of just yes, you're enjoying the story, but you're also looking at how black women are shaped in the story, how they navigate what's going on, their motivations, their characteristics, like analyzing things from different perspectives. Every reread is also like a really good way to test things, like
And
um
build empathy.
right,
Yeah.
like with my latest reread of Dawn, I while I was reading it through a black woman's lens, black feminist lens, I was also keeping in the back of my mind like disability politics,
Mm,
because that runs like that's prevalent in a lot of Butler's work.
yeah.
Um, and so it was really interesting it being one of the first times I read Butler's work through a disability lens, and I'm like, oh, this hits differently.
You
And it's
know what book I feel like is like the perfect example of how reading a book through a different lens will wholly impact how much you enjoy it or how much of it you understand? Did you read I feel like you did. Dang it, what's the name of that book? It's by ML Wong.
I read both of them, Blood Over Brighthaven or
Blood Over Brighthaven. The way
yeah,
that I hated that main character but still
yeah.
loved the book,
You're
and then
supposed to hate that main character. She was
other people who did not catch that at all, and who were talking down on the writing of that book. I was like, did we read the same book?
you're supposed to hate that main character. There
And
was no other way.
I
You
literally seen that on socials and went, I don't know if I felt petty because I was like, my knee jerk reaction was, oh, block her. But I was like, you don't have an actual reason other than the ick you just got from their take on this book. And maybe they deserve a chance to do better. But I literally
now
was like,
I will say for that book, it
mm,
did I did feel some kind of way when I realized that it was an Irish story.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's not what I was assuming this whole time, and you don't
Yeah,
really."
same, same.
I was I was
The
not
and
expecting this.
I love you for that because when the special editions came out for that book, I said,
Who this white woman?
no, I knew she was white, but the fact that yeah, that whole
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
I was like, wait,
I was like,
what
"There's
we
a lot
got
of white
going?
people in this book. What
Oh,
am I reading?" Yeah, yeah, no, 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 no. I think that was my only issue, and that's why, like, even though the writing was brilliant,
Yeah.
and it was one of my favorite books to read last year. I don't quite talk about it because I'm like,
It was tough. It was tough because like
yeah,
because it was indie published first and then came out another way and then it got like every special edition you could think of. The
yeah.
waves of who read it were different. So those of us who were like have been rocking with ML Wong from what's the name of the other one? I'm drawing a blank.
The one where it was like the best book ever for like 80% of it, and then the last 20% was her being
We don't say
sad.
that. You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, Keisha, my G.
We're gonna say it out loud because it
Sword of
there's a
Kaigen.
stark difference.
The sword of But okay, so here's the reason why we don't why I historically have not said that out loud, but now I have to say it because you've already said this. The Sword of Kaigen, the imagery, the fight scenes, the relationships, the dagger
Phenomenal.
to the heart scenes of pain and longing. This this book was so tea. And then I'd say like the
Great.
last 15% of it felt like an episode of Friends. And
Gagged. Ah!
and the reason why I felt this way and then I found out afterwards that the author went through some really traumatic shit and was in a totally different place but
Mhm.
purposed it in her heart to finish it regardless of how she was feeling. And if she hadn't, we wouldn't have gotten all the rest of that book. And it was done
Did we need it?
independently.
We
I would
didn't need
argue
it.
we did. I would argue we did, if nothing else, for the story behind it. If I didn't have that context, I don't know. But I loved everything about it for that first 85%. And then the last part I was like,
It was
why did we
therapy. It was therapy.
why did we do this? We can't even call it therapy because it's very much a I can speak to, you know how you see all of these stories. Someone who I admire who champions this is Michael Threets, the new face of Reading Rainbow.
Mhm.
He makes these posts pretty regularly where he's like, choose to stay just another day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get what you're
So
saying.
it's very much to me like, did it match the epicity of the rest of the book at the end? I don't feel that it did. Is there like a million other ways that I would have loved for that story to feel like a fully fleshed out ending? Yes. But I also would rather know and see this story or representation of resiliency from the author and have experienced the whole epic first 80% of that book than to have not gotten the book altogether. That's
If
and
it
you
no,
may
no, 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 I
disagree,
get
but
it. No, no, no.
yeah.
If the author was like, I this needs to be included or else I'm not gonna put the whole thing out, then yeah, I'll deal with it. But
Wait, yes, Kai. Kai says, "Me screaming Sword of Kaigen for my." I love you, Kai, so very much.
Kai is 100% correct right here.
Yes,
Our pretend it
Kai
ends
says,
before the ending. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember that last part.
yeah.
I just know it exists and it's there,
Okay, yeah,
and
she says,
apparently it was
I pretend
necessary.
it ends before the ending visit. And yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly where we could just,
Fade to black.
yeah. And it would have been just as epic. Like,
Mhm.
y'all, please don't take this as a sign not to read this
No,
book. Because when I tell you
especially if
that,
you're a mom,
oh
it's
my
it's
gosh,
the
if you're
book
a mom, oh my gosh,
it's a
if
must
you're a
read.
mom, if you have a mom,
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? But all that to say, like, those of us who were like on from Sword of Kaigen days before it got popping, You notice those people read Blood Over Brighthaven differently than the people who are new to ML Wong. Their first experience of ML Wong was the whitewashed special editions of Blood Over
What?
Brighthaven. No shade, all tea. Those were different approaches to reading the same story. Those were different demographics of people reading the same stories very differently. So, yes. Anyways, all that to say, you might have cooked with that, with the whole reason for rereading, and with, taking the extra time to be intentional about
Bama.
annotating. Oh my days. I'm not even gonna pop that up. Yes, Kai said read the book, people. Read the book.
Yeah.
Rachel said oh shoot, why is it freezing? Some books I have to remember that way. And then
Yeah.
yeah. And Rachel says, and I genuinely forget the actual ending. You gotta remember to some degree. Okay, LT, talking about I think I have a mom. I
Mm.
said that because yes, whether you know her, love her, or whatever, all of y'all have a mom, so all of y'all should read the book. That's what I was trying to say.
You just reminded me of Chucky Fenster, Rugrats in Paris.
Everybody got some mom. Why did you do that to me, Keisha? Oh my gosh.
I love that movie so much.
Right? Oh my gosh. And the little song. Keisha, why would you
From
do this to me
Dido.
on live? Oh my gosh. Why would you do this to me on live? I can't believe you just did that.
I love that. I love that movie.
I feel like I have done an excellent job of not crying on Pink Riot. So how dare you?
Oh, stop! No, don't
How dare
cry.
you? Oh my
Don't
gosh.
cry.
That coupled with the Sword of Kaigen scenes that I was already thinking about is crazy,
Oh yeah,
especially
yeah,
as a
yeah,
mother.
yeah,
Oh my god. Okay,
yeah.
Room Full of Blurs says, okay, so which would you recommend reading first?
Blood Over
I
Brighthaven
Yeah,
or Sword of
yeah,
Kaigen.
yeah. I would say read
Um,
Sword of Kaigen first.
not for Kira.
Just because I want you to
Start
have the
with
same experience that I had.
not for Kira. No, 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 no. Read Blood Over Brighthaven first. I think you'll like it first.
Blood Over Bright Haven is going to be a lighter,
I
more fast paced, easier read.
I think for Kira and the type of comics she reads and like
Hmm.
the type of themes that she's really interested in, I think Blood Over Brighthaven would hit better. Would hit
Okay.
first. Now,
Oh,
granted,
100%
yeah,
based on what Kira reads. I already
yeah,
know you're not in danger of misinterpreting Blood Over Bright Haven like
yeah,
some
yeah,
other people that I might
yeah.
recommend it to. Oh my
Oh god.
gosh. Yes, utter chaos. Utter chaos. Y'all, the way that we have just been in here soapboxing and kikiing and haven't talked about the
The
comics
comic
that
we
we
was gonna
came here
come.
to talk about, haven't shared the books that I picked up this week. We just out
Let's
here.
go for like another 20 some odd minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I do wanna. Okay, we'll do
I
like a
want I
quick.
want to wait to talk about Safe Space so we can give it the space
Okay,
that is due
yeah,
because
because
they
I
definitely
enjoyed it.
blessed our shelves. And the story was tea and the art was good and all the yeah, I just want to I feel like
Yeah.
we need to at least give like a good 30-45 minutes to Safe Space, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I like that
Yeah.
because it is very much deserving of that. Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Coyote Kings and the Space Age Bachelor Pad. Hold on, cause not too many people know about that book.
I don't put me on.
Hold on, hold on. Let me. There it is.
The acrobatics that just occurred.
Okay, so like I collect a lot of black comics, a lot of black books, black comics, black books. especially in speculative fiction, things that I don't typically find. And so this one is by a Black Canadian author, Minister Faust. I have not, I'm gonna be honest, I have not read it yet. Um, but this one, the Coyote Kings of the Space Age Bachelor Pad. This one was just, it looks super black. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. It has a blur from Tananarive Dew.
Oh, that's all you needed to
Um,
see.
yeah, I'm. Yeah, it's the way the blurb reads is kind of like the way Andrea Harrison blurbs read. The
Mm.
way who else was it? It's Andrea Hairston, Zigzag, Claiborne,
Okay.
like those that are just like unapologetically
Unapologetically black,
black.
speculative,
Right.
indie. Yeah.
Oh, this isn't indie. This is done by Del Rey.
When you say zigzag, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is up there. I want to read this one eventually. Eventually, maybe next year. I gotta
Eventually.
finish Zigzag's books because Zigzag's is I love his books. I love his writing.
The
Should have
way that I grabbed the what is it with the Afro puffs? That was
yeah.
like, and I still haven't read it, so I need to.
That's book 2 though.
I know. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
I'm trying to tell you. When I was going down the rabbit hole, when I was trying to like build my black speculative library, I literally was like, "Oh, I need more indie authors." And that
Mhm.
one was like, "Oh, immediately, yes. I don't even have to read what the fuck that's about." And then I was like, "Oh no, I don't have book 1." So I literally still need to get book 1, but whenever you get ready to do your reread of that,
Mhm.
I would love to have somebody to read it with because I still haven't read it.
Okay, definitely.
Okay,
Cause yeah.
Bama says, "Word of Wise, chapter 50 has confused me." So get yourself a sticky note and put it on there and say, "Bama said chapter 50 is confusing,"
Okay. I
so
mean,
we
these are
can like,
short chapters. That's good.
yeah, yeah. And now I'm over here just casually adding it to cart.
I found this
Is that a hardcover that you have?
No, this is a paperback and I got it secondhand for like $2.
Because I'm like, there's two different paperbacks.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we do need to talk about safe space. Um and
Yeah.
like do like a full on detail about Fumes because I know I briefly talked about how much I enjoy Fumes by
Hmm.
Enshai Dash, but like I really want to
For
like
context, guys, those were the two books we were supposed to talk about
yeah,
today,
yeah.
and we just completely went off the rails. Hold yours up so we can be like, this is what we're talking about next episode, guys.
Right.
We promise to
And the
stay on
goal is to
track.
have both of them on the show,
Yeah, yeah,
especially because issue 2, I know if Imshai is still in the chat, I know that's going to be coming up really soon.
yeah.
Cuz once again, I've been stalking it. I've been stalking that comic for a while now.
But yeah, y'all, this was fun and crazy and
Yeah.
totally not what we had planned for today's episode, but I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't take it back. And now we're all like gonna be, let's see. Look, LT says I have safe space from when they appeared on Pink Riot. I need to check out Fumes though. Period. And do.
Yeah. It's cli-fi. I don't like using that term because I think of clip-fi. That's something totally different.
That's totally different. Totally different.
But yeah, you need to check out Fumes because it's also it's a comic adaptation of her one of the short stories in Quirky Black Sci-Fi Tales, Volume 2.
Well, I got that too when I the
Yeah,
same time.
Fumes is in here.
Nice. Okay, I did not put that together. Period. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
me love it even more. Yay. Okay,
Yeah.
period. I love when I see that you guys were like, yeah, we picked that up the last time y'all niggas talked about it. That's the vibes, that's the
Makes
energy.
me
But
feel
yeah.
important.
Right? Like, oh, you guys listen, you value my opinion and stuff and things.
Right?
You spent your money on something because I said it was cool. Oh, that's so
Right?
crazy. That's crazy. But yeah. Um.
All right,
Okay. Good.
so
Excellent.
Bama is saying Quirky Black Sci-Fi Tales, Volume 2 by M. Shy Dash. Um, you can check Immotropia Comics. Like, you should be able to find both of these. M. Shy is also on TikTok, so I'm assuming that the link is in her bio.
Yeah.
But Fumes is through Immotropia Comics, and this one was, like I said, is based off of a short story written in Quirky Black Sci-Fi Tales, but it's also done with Greg Burnham. Think of the Tuskegee Airs, the Tales of Sadiqa, that. And then you have the Nkum sister, I believe. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But basically, like, they came together and made a phenomenal thing. The artwork is fire in this comic.
Period. LT said,
Fire.
"Hold up, we had M Shy Dash in the chat today and
She's
did."
always in here.
Yeah.
Like,
Shout out to her. She's always showing us love.
phenomenal writer.
And
So
Roomful
yeah.
Bird says, "Now wait, I follow her and ain't even know." Period. Period. And now you do. And now you do. And Roomful Blur says, ooh, and Safe Space. They were asking, where can I find Fumes and where can I find
Uh
Safe Space? So Safe Space, you can find, it's a Blackbird
Blackbird
Comics.
Animation
Um,
Studios.
yeah, yeah. And when I tell you, if you don't already follow them, run and go follow them and watch the freaking videos that they have up on their page. They're like animated videos of the characters. That was literally the deciding factor of us being like, oh yeah, please do send us some stuff. We would love to read yours because those videos are hilarious.
Yeah,
They're absolutely hilarious. And it translates very well to the page. We will get into the tea of it next episode, but it is such a romping, chaotic, good time.
it is.
So,
I
yeah,
enjoyed myself. It was a nice palate cleanser to the heavy stuff I've been reading.
a
And
hundred
the story is
percent.
cute. Like, you could tell, like, this was made, it could be an animated show. It should be an animated
Easily.
show.
Easily. I really would love for HBO to drop a bag and make that a animated series.
Yeah.
100%. They have the chops to do it right now. Like, please put money in these dudes' pockets because they have the chops to make that a
Yeah,
successful thing right now. Like they
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 do.
wouldn't have to get ready. They already have the chops to do that. Yay, she's back. She's laughing at us. She said, I love when y'all go off the rails though. Period.
We had to get on our soapbox for a bit.
Yes. Oh my days. And we're gonna end this episode before we get on yet another soapbox. I know you just saw it just dropped in the comments. Thank y'all so much for coming through and kicking it with us for Pink Riot Comic Show. We love to see y'all every time. One time for the one time. Oh my gosh, yes, y'all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, would you look at the time? We love y'all for pulling up and supporting us, especially when things are crazy and for dealing with our shenanigans. We love, 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 love to see y'all. One time for all of our Patreon subscribers, we appreciate every last one of you and do a little
Stop the
happy dance.
presses. Sips tea. No. Kira, I'm texting
No,
you.
no, stop it right now because we are not doing that on live. I love y'all down. Please hit up our Patreon. If you haven't already, go to our link in bio and sign up for our Patreon. We drop all of the tea in there early before we do things and give you access to things and have all these types of conversations. If you like today's episode, scroll up or down and check out another one. Share it to somebody, tell a friend to check us out. Make sure you like, share, follow, comment, subscribe on all US platforms. And if you like this episode, but maybe you're doing something else and can only listen, check us out on Spotify because we're definitely a podcast. And if you want to kick it with us next week when we talk about fumes and safe space, you can catch us right here at the same damn place at the same damn time because we love y'all and we love what we do. Bye.
Later. I definitely found more. All right, how many variants are there?
11.
Damn. Go ahead. No.